We are flying blind today. Our monitor's not working. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're saying. We can't see what we're doing.
It's crazy.
More of that when we get back right after this. All right. Well, the problems is our monitor's not working this morning, so we can't see what we're doing.
The tech gremlins, I'm flying blind.
Flying blind. So if you comment, please comment like you always do. We just may not see it.
I'm going to try to keep an eye on my phone here.
We're trying to watch it on our phones and see if we see.
I got a weird glare this morning too, though.
Yeah.
It feels a little weird. Like is this real?
I don't know
happening?
what to do with my hands.
Is this real life? Is this just fantasy?
Yeah, could be. I've asked myself that a lot recently. Like, is this real
Same.
life? This is not the world I grew up in.
Is this real?
What is going on?
Are we doing this?
Hey,
Is
I
this
was
happening?
just thinking that I promise this is not a normal thing for me. I was thinking about you the other day, Chris. And not like every day.
I don't know how to feel about that. Could be good, could be bad.
I think about you an appropriate amount.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's
not an inappropriate.
Thanks for clearing that up, Will.
Yeah. Well, I just
feeling worse, not better. All right. So now let's make this less awkward and tell me.
Hair before, have you?
No, never.
Never, ever. Before.
Ever. This is not even the slightest attempt at it.
You know, before 2020, it was a new thing for me too. So, how's it going?
I'm about ready to be done with it.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so
I don't know what to do with it. That's the weird thing. Like I trim a little bit, but it's I don't know.
When I first I
did
after I had the big beard,
miniature blow
dryer,
dryer,
I took it all off, shaved all the way down. I was like, ooh. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Well,
and part of it was I was a lot fatter then.
There's a lot of stuff that happened during 2020.
I will say this, as a guy who schedules, I would get a haircut and schedule the next one and the next one. So always be scheduled. And I'm like the every 3.5 to 4 weeks haircut guy.
Yeah.
And I'm the get up and shave, clean shave, razor every day guy.
Been there.
I am saving loads of money right now by not cutting my hair.
It's true.
And every just need a little scruff here. I don't care now that I've grown this.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
So it's every other day, every 3 days I'll clean this part up. And so I'm saving a ton of money on razors and shave gel and not getting a haircut. Yeah. And so that's the part I'm digging.
Yeah.
When I'm paying, it still doesn't make up for how much more money I'm spending at the grocery store and on gasoline.
It's not an inflation battle. Yeah.
But I got an extra, $30 a month in my pocket.
Now, it is kind of nice because that stuff is expensive now, right? I mean, and it does. Everything has gotten every time because I'm not someone that spends a lot of money on grooming. Big surprise. I'm not a heavy makeup person.
Yeah, me either.
I get my hair. I know that sounds weird, but I'm not. That's not where I spend my money. And, I let my hair grow, and then I usually cut it off and donate it and let it grow. And so anytime I go do that, because it's not regularly, I'm always like, holy moly, that got expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's good.
For sure.
No, but I'm the same way.
Good morning, Beth.
Bit, and then I just trim it up. But I leave it all a little
Well, it's funny. I had my first sit in the woods last night.
Nice.
Got my bow and got my stand, and it was very humid.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
humid.
I have the same when I'm walking through the woods, especially early season. I cannot stand walking through a spider web across my face.
We're not
And so
designed to do that.
I was walking out last night, and I kept feeling this tickle. And I realized it was not a spider web. It was my hair, and my mustache getting up in my nose, and it was just the humidity making everything go
Just frizz
yeah,
out.
and it literally felt like a spider web all over me. So
That reminds me of when I used to be so for 4 summers back in college days, my summer job was I was a day camp counselor at Ritter Springs in Springfield.
oh yeah,
And so,
Fun.
we'd show up over there with the kids on the bus,
yeah.
meatballs, think the whole
oh yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Meatball.
I can
Right
picture
there.
it.
I like that movie.
And so in the morning, you get your kids, you'd have 10 or 12 kids, and you'd wander out in the woods. You basically just hang out with the kids all day in the woods, just goofing around. I mean, you had art and things you would do.
yeah.
It was so sketchy now when I look back on
I
it.
know.
It was
How did I not
And
get
we
sued?
wonder
right? Yeah.
why there was
I know,
issues.
right?
Yeah.
And but those of us, some of us have been there a couple of years. And we, it's like, okay, who wants to be lion leader today? 'Cause you're walking
yeah.
in the woods, okay, take that stick and hold it like this and walk it from, to clear the spider
Yep.
webs off
I do-
in front of you.
I do it with my bow. Yeah, my bow or my gun.
The spider
That's
webs.
epic.
Yep, it's just kind of my shield out in front. It's just
Oh,
collecting.
you're just, I
Hey,
picture.
kids, who wants to learn how to make a chair today?
Hey, kids.
We make a chair and I'll sit in it, and you guys can.
So I want to go back to something you said. You said, I grew the beard in 2020. Well, there was a lot of weird stuff that we all did in 2020, right? And so last night, I bought this wok thing a couple years ago that sat on a
Wok?
propane stand. So a wok.
oh, okay.
A wok outdoors, right? To use outdoors. So it sits on a propane stand like a turkey fryer or whatever. And I mean, it wasn't cheap. And long story short, we're getting a Blackstone that
I
we
was going to
already
say
had.
you should just
Anyway.
have a Blackstone, but okay.
Well, at that time, we bought a Blackstone, when we were doing breakfast at coffee, and then it kind of got sent over to JR's to never be seen again. And then I was like, well, JR's like, oh, I'll give it back to you. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I got to get rid of this. Jesse's like, what are we going to do with that wok thing? Because I've used it like twice. And it's not like me to just spend money on something and
Speaking
then
of
never use
Blackstone,
it.
Kevin Lane is watching, and he's got my Blackstone.
He's got your
had it- He's had it
Blackstone.
for like a year and a half, which is totally okay. So he's enjoying
It's in
it.
good hands.
He's in good
It's
hands.
being
He's making
it's
good use
being
of it.
used. So I'm like, maybe we should sell that thing on Marketplace, which I don't do that very often either, because it is cool. I mean, it works really good if you're using it. And I'm like, I was kind of thinking in my head, I spent kind of a decent amount of money on it, and I'm like, let me see if I can find it on my Amazon purchases. And I did, and it was from 2020. And I was like, that's a 2020
that
purchase.
explains everything.
Wow.
This makes more sense.
That's where
Amazon did quite well in 2020.
Yeah, I was like, that is a very random Lauren. That's like the time I bought a banjo and decided I was going to learn to play it. And people still make fun of me of it to this day because I was like,
I admire you for it.
Yeah,
that you even had the thought to do it.
I did.
I've
was
always
like,
wanted to learn.
You know what? I'm
You'd be
gonna
like
get a
Steve
banjo.
Martin.
Yeah,
Learn to play the banjo in
Just
your
be
old
like,
age.
Bust out the banjo. I didn't have the patience.
I can play banjo.
I know you can, and mandolin and some other stuff.
Yep.
But I got one of the videos, and then my father-in-law has it because I didn't learn to play banjo.
I feel like that's a very Houston, Missouri thing to
Yes,
own.
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
He's testified that he's using.
He's using the Blackstone.
The banjo or the Blackstone?
The Blackstone. Steve Oshida, they've made
So
good use of that.
here's a fun thing to do, though. Go back to your Amazon account and look at your 2020 purchases.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
And you'll be like, oh, that was a COVID
That would be
purchase.
interesting.
That was a I'm bored purchase. There's nothing to do except be worried.
I'm
Apparently
sitting at
I'm-
home.
that
I'm
was
supposed to be
I'm-
working. The government's sending me money. Let's get on Amazon.
Let's get a
I'm
walk.
never going to be allowed to leave my house again.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, if anybody's in the market for a propane walk,
Yeah.
I got you. Make me an offer.
I'm interested, put in my camping equipment.
It would be cool for camping.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's good. Like, I bought it too to fry in,
Yeah.
because I would rather fry outside than inside.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
the difference
Yeah.
from a walk and a Blackstone. Is the walk you can get that super
Oh,
hot
yeah.
oil
Yeah.
pool on
Yeah.
the bottom, so you can get a little bit of deep fry going.
Yeah.
No, I get
And
that.
then you scrape it out. And
There's definitely
basket it.
there's definitely a purpose
There's
for it.
definitely a purpose
If-
for it if you use
If
it.
you're using a wok correctly, though, you're working your arms off.
Oh yeah, it's a physical thing. Like I think about wok cooks in
Guacamole.
restaurants. That's a tough job, and it's super hot because I mean those things are, I don't know how many degrees they are. They're super hot.
There's so I think I've talked about Somebody Feed Phil before, that TV
Yeah.
that's on Netflix, which is really entertaining. But he's over in one of these Southeast Asia countries, and there's, I think Vietnam probably, and there's this lady that's famous for making this thing, and she makes it in a wok, and it's so hot she's got like fighter pilot goggles on and stuff.
That's hilarious.
Like an egg, and she's got to go so fast because it would burn if you don't.
Because it'll melt your face off.
And
Yeah.
but apparently it's amazing.
Just hang in there.
Just hanging in there.
That's
hang in
the
there.
jet engine walk.
Crazy
Get after
what
it.
people come
I mean,
up
if you want to be that lady, I have a walk. I mean, I'm just saying it's out there. It's going to be a marketplace.
It's sounding your sale item is
Yes,
sounding
ma'am.
less and less attractive.
the
I know.
size of the
We
of
need
the walk. or
full
the-
firefighter protection suit to be able to cook in it with
it's
it.
dangerous. You're probably going to light your backyard on fire.
I said this.
Don't do it in your garage.
Going back to your comment about not being I interpret it's what you basically said was you're low maintenance, Lauren. And
I am. That was a better way to say it. That I don't spend money on grooming
Low-
because
low
I am,
maintenance has
I
never
am a
been,
hygienic person.
I feel like I should.
I shower.
I do shower with soap and things.
Per Plus.
And Per Plus.
Plus.
I only use Per Plus. That's
I
not
feel
true.
like I
but
should probably stop talking now because I'm probably going to dig myself in a hole.
probably.
we
But
wouldn't have a
I
show
tend
if
to
we
be a low make compared to other
too.
people. I tend,
Well,
currently
I'm not gonna
currently
dig a
you're low
hole
maintenance.
I'm not going to dig a hole with you or my wife or anyone close to me, so it's okay.
Any of the high maintenance people in your life. Is that what you're
I
saying?
have no. That is not what I'm saying at all.
See, I'm trying to help you dig that hole.
I-
I'm trying to bury you in it.
Get a backhoe over there. No, but I said this to the other day. I said it was along the lines of, and you can take this with a grain of salt. I said you should never trust a woman that looks different without her makeup than with her makeup.
I mean, it is a little shocking and surprising. And I mean,
Occasionally, you'll run up on a gal, and
Yeah.
it's very uncommon because if they are heavy makeup wearing ladies, they almost will
You'll never see them
you'll
without.
never see them without.
it.
Yes,
But the few times in my life that I run up on a gal that I'm used to seeing with a lot of makeup when she didn't have it on, the first like 10 seconds are like, wait, who are you?
Yeah.
And it's really weird.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's
That is a thing. And I mean,
it's an interesting marketing concept, I suppose.
Yeah.
the cosmetics thing has taken a really different turn lately too, because it was just makeup and like hair dye and things like that, but now it's elevated to a whole new level where like 20 somethings very much use like the Botox and fillers, and that's an interesting thing to me. And and you guys probably shouldn't comment on that because they'll do nothing but get you in trouble. But
I had a lot of
That's what
thoughts.
we're here for.
yeah,
That's why we're
but
here to get in trouble.
it is
we
kind of
show up every Tuesday
Yeah.
morning knowing
Just to
there's a
see what-
strong possibility
yeah, foot in mouth.
we could be in trouble
We're
here.
going to get away with
Yeah.
It
or
is.
not.
That's an interesting thing to me that I'm not quite sure what to think about. I don't know.
Listen, I will say this, and I'll be careful, Lauren. Thanks for the warning.
We know we're on extremely thin ice.
It's
at this
very
point.
thin.
I'm not an anti-makeup person. This all natty stuff. Like, sure, great if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Makeup's a wonderful thing as well.
Yeah.
So, but there is an overdoing it these days that just kind of breaks my heart. Like,
It's a
could
lot.
you just be you and don't try to fix yourself beyond
Yeah. Well,
just
and where
just
does it
be
end?
okay with who you are. Take
Yeah.
care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
Use your Pert Plus.
Yeah.
Moisturize as necessary, but
And it's-
there's a line.
It's interesting because the argument is, that, it is self-care because it makes that person feel good. And it's kind of I don't know. I'm not sure where I land on it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I'm just like, I don't know what to think about
I have
that.
two thoughts. One's about makeup and one's about the show. One is, I'll go to the show first so we can get back on topic, but I just realized why people watch this show. It's like the same reason they watch people walking.
Train wreck.
Yeah, well, the same reason people watch people walking on a high wire, I mean, it's like, it's just scary because they might fall off.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're doing,
At what point are they going to go too far?
It truly is a waffle. There's no script. We did not think ahead
At
at
what
all.
point is someone going to say something dumb?
Yeah.
Dumb enough that they're going to get.
You mean when is the next point in which they will say something
Hey, it's
dumb?
been
That's what
4 years and we're still here. That's
Yeah.
a pretty good
Yeah.
track record, but it could end at
Any moment.
losing viewers every week.
blow the whole thing up. But no, I don't remember how I got there, and I'm afraid to try to figure it out. But I have seen on occasion, like the YouTube videos,
Yeah.
of like the makeup, like women or girls like, this is how you do your makeup?
Yeah,
men,
they're
or
makeup
men.
tutorials.
I've not watched the men. I didn't.
Yeah, there's
honestly,
makeup.
It never occurred to me at this point that would be a thing.
It is.
I'm shocked that it never occurred to you.
It is.
I know. I'm that old. I'm enough older than you that.
But no, there's makeup tutorials. And one of the interesting,
But I mean, the start to finish, you're like, whoa! It's like
it's crazy.
It's like the memes on there. It's like this is the Big Mac in the ad, and this is the Big Mac you got in the container.
Yeah, right.
It's almost like wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing, and I mean, it's I've always kind of taken it. It's a little really the makeup industry because I worked with some of the makeup industry people in the Macy's days. It's really about selling you product. I mean, that's ultimately what the goal is. And now the amount of products, like especially when you watch one of those tutorials, there's so many different products being used there.
Oh, the specialty,
and it's expensive stuff.
The accessories, the tools.
The tools.
I think one of the things that got me into it was there was some post about, I don't know, occasionally the weird stuff pops up, but it was some gal that's talking about, I think the guy started like, I'm paying $200 for dinner and so much for tickets to the concert and all this, and the girl's like, well, I spent I have $1,000 worth of
on my
makeup
face.
on my face.
Shauna Kaiser weighed in, 50 and over isn't what it was before all the stuff. Natural but done. It's the same as coloring your hair, et cetera, these days. And I think that's true. I mean, women have been altering their appearance. I mean, there was, rouge and stuff back in the bajillions of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Rouge and little powders and things like that.
I just pinched my cheeks.
Well, and I mean, people back, used to wear powdered wigs, and men and women both, right? So
it's
people,
always
it's
been
nothing
a thing,
new.
right? Yeah,
But
wooden
it
teeth
is.
and the like.
Yeah.
We have showers now, in baths.
Yeah.
A
Well,
lot of that was to cover that.
stinkiness.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
it
why,
was.
That's why it's traditional. So that's interesting about weddings. You probably know this, Ballard, but they're in June because people took their baths in the spring, and the women carry a bouquet of flowers to mask their body odor.
Their funk.
Yeah, those are the.
You'd have flowers. Yep.
Two
You wouldn't do it in the
traditional wedding
winter.
things
Yeah.
are specifically rated to. We're nasty people.
Yeah.
Isn't
in our
it
natural
weird
state.
that there were times of society that they thought bathing was unhealthy?
Yeah, or they just didn't have access,
But no, there were times in society where they thought it was unhealthy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Or different cultures,
Especially from
whatever.
a guy that takes, 3 showers a day.
Yeah, but isn't that a good thought though? Of like maybe be careful with the trends that you jump on in society because they're not always based in fact.
Yeah.
Weird.
I my mind is blown every time I hear of an annual bath. Because I've already showered. I'll work out over lunch and shower again, and then before I go to bed tonight, I'll shower again.
Yeah.
So my mind is blown when I think about just kind of walking around without a shower all the
It's not
time.
unusual to have 2 showers in a day.
This is
You
hilarious.
work out, you take a shower, and then you shower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like that. And
I don't know. It's pretty wild. I mean, it is, but the thing is like, what's the next step? Where does it go from here? Like what is the next thing that will be the thing?
Hourly showering.
Hourly showers and like, but what's the next
Permanent
cosmetic
makeup, right?
thing?
Oh wait, they have that.
They do
I don't
have
know.
permanent makeup. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You can
Tattoo it on.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I don't know if we've
But
ever talked about
someday
makeup before on the
your
show.
rouge is going to drop, or it's going to
Yeah,
sag.
like your hair is there.
I'll tell you what, there's some things you can see them kind of, and the one thing I think I'm glad that I think it's kind of fading is the whole plastic surgery gig, because we've seen some celebrities really ruin themselves.
Yes.
I think we lived through that, and I think we're seeing people going.
Or
maybe
maybe
not
they've
so
just gotten a lot better at it. I really don't know. That's
A little
probably the case.
little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I watched. So this is another weird thing about getting old. I watched a movie last night, and I'm looking at this actress. I'm like, I know who that is. Mm-hmm. And it was this older lady, and I'm like, I know who that is. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Gina Davis.
Oh wow.
Where's Gina Davis
Was she in
been?
the
I
new
like
Beetlejuice?
Gina.
No, she was in Blink Twice, which is not necessarily a movie I would necessarily recommend. Wasn't that
Never heard of it.
bad. There's a little bit of bad language, some violence, some graphic crime going on. Interesting. It's almost Hollywood making fun of us because it's like, oh yeah, we actually do this.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with this movie?
No.
Never heard of it.
It's a movie about some men that kidnap women and take them to an island and abuse them and give them drugs to make them forget about it.
That sounds like fun.
Documentary on Epstein?
And P. Diddy, apparently.
Yeah, almost. And it's almost like it's almost, I was watching this movie thinking, they are so confident that they can get away with this. They're just going to
Make a movie about it.
Make a movie about
Yeah.
it. Just gonna make a
Oh, it's
movie
kind of
about
like
it.
put it right in front of
Put
your
it right
face.
in front of you. It's like, no, what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to weigh in some comments that we missed.
Twice.
Beth wants to say, even though I shower when I camp, I still look forward to my 5-hour shower when I get home. That is
5-hour
true.
shower?
There's nothing like a shower after camping, like
Oh,
a
yeah.
real shower.
Yeah.
I accidentally shut off that TV. I was trying to get
And Shauna says you must really do your research for picking a plastic surgeon. My guess is that plastic surgeons have just gotten better. But
maybe that's
no,
true.
it is a little scary. I do believe the entertainment industry is kind of mocking us. I think they are.
Our logo.
I think there's some of that.
Yeah.
Are we having all kinds of technical
Oh, you know,
The
difficulties?
political
I tried to fix
system,
something
the
broke.
entertainment system,
Yeah.
they're all just like,
They're
oh,
mocking
they're
us.
idiots. They'll
They're
take
idiots. They're mocking us.
They'll take it.
And I'm not even sure it's like, well, they may. I think it's more of a. They say they don't want us to do this stuff, but they keep paying us, so we're going to keep doing it. It's honestly probably more that than anything.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody's paying for it.
Someone's paying for it.
Well, and,
someone's watching the movies. Somebody's,
That's true.
buying the clothes and the makeup products, and
Well, the thing,
yeah.
I'm contributing not because I go see movies very often, but I get my subscription to Paramount so I can watch European soccer.
Yep.
And it's like, so
Yep.
I'm helping
I'm not.
the next movie come out.
Funding the beast.
I'm not a cancel culture person. I mean, I'm not. But but I may, if push comes to shove, or I have a choice, I might go, well, I'd rather support that than this because I know where my money's going.
Yeah.
But occasionally, it gets into my blood to the point that it ruins it. And I'll be honest, the new George Clooney Brad Pitt movie popped up on my called Wolves.
Ocean's 50.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's
Ocean's
about.
32. Yeah, Wolves. And I thought, and I'm like, I don't think I can watch a movie with George Clooney anymore.
Clune
He's
dog.
been too yappy with his political opinions
Yeah.
out there. I mean,
yeah.
you can have one, and I mean, I don't cancel people over their political opinions or anything. I mean, if you're a good artist or whatever, great. I want to hear you sing. I
Sure.
want to see your show.
You just don't like
It
him
just
because he's
does have
Obama's
some
best friend.
ick
But
factor.
occasionally, they're just so in your face,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
one of them all the time. And I'm just like, I don't
Dude,
think I
you're
can-
an actor.
I don't think I can watch that movie without hearing.
Dude, you're not that talented. You're just an actor.
Yeah.
You're not that important.
Well, it's easy to be able to stand up on stage and voice your opinions when, you've got as much money as they do, and everybody around you telling you how amazing you
How
are
awesome
all the
you are.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I really
a
think
bubble.
that's it. It is a bubble. And it was like when the fires happened in Hawaii, and I think it was The Rock and maybe Oprah that were like, we really need you guys to donate some money and help out Hawaii. And it's like,
Why don't you donate some money?
why don't you guys just give them like $100 million
Yeah.
and just take care of it instead
Yeah.
of, I don't know.
Oprah,
It's
you got this.
you got this, Oprah. Just you
Hey,
take care of. I've never been to Hawaii. I feel bad for
Well,
the people of Hawaii,
Built a house underneath a volcano, so there is
but
that.
why don't you just go take care of it, Oprah? If it's your prerogative, I don't know. It's weird. And then some, I don't know. There's just different things in society that we're dealing with now that I feel like that are a different thing than we've ever dealt with before, and it's kind of hard to navigate.
All kinds of different things that we've never had to deal with before. But
Yeah, lots of stuff.
As
Yeah.
Voltaire said, you still must tend one's own garden.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs to be tending to their garden a little bit better too.
There's your literary.
That was good. That
Yeah.
was good.
I love my garden, but still killing it with the tomatoes and the
Here's
peppers.
an interesting scenario I've seen. There was a person who planted some tomatoes behind a fence.
Sounds like the beginning of a parable.
Yeah.
There's a person who
Once
planted
upon a man
tomatoes.
planted some tomatoes.
So this individual planted some
Bob.
tomatoes very
And
much
cartoons about
behind a
Bible story.
behind a
Continue.
fence, and they did really well. But the tomatoes are just sitting on the vine, rotting. Interesting. And there was a lot of effort put into it too. And it's like, why would someone do that?
This really is a parable.
It is.
It feels like it. Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it is.
It's a conundrum.
Well,
Because
I'll tell you why. Because at some point you have more tomatoes than you know what to do
But
with.
wouldn't you just like,
I thought that was squash.
yeah,
too.
wouldn't you just like pick the tomatoes off, and because it's very visible
Mm-hmm.
to anyone walking by, wouldn't you just maybe pick the tomatoes off and just set them outside the fence?
See, I did this with my green beans 2 weeks ago.
Grain beans.
I was done blanching green beans and putting them in
Yeah,
the freezer.
that's
so
fair.
I pulled up all the vines,
Yeah.
put them in big lawn leaf trash bags, and took them out to a place where I hunt.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And just
That's
let the deer
wildlife.
just let the
Yum,
deer
yum,
eat 'em.
yum. They had a great meal.
Yeah.
But it is weird. It's
Not one that I hunted this week, to be clear.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, conservation.
That's
folks
in the future hunt.
But there is, I don't know. And it, why wouldn't you just pick them off and just set them right there with the sign that says free tomatoes?
Free tomatoes.
Make some salsa.
Get you some maters.
Yeah.
We freeze ours and
Because if nothing else, salsa
Get to 'em
is
later.
a fun word to say.
I mean, anybody will take
Salsa.
tomatoes, right? Tomatoes are one of those things that you can get rid of them with minimal effort.
Yep.
I don't know. It's been interesting to kind of watch it happen and unfold.
Yeah.
And
no, I don't let
it's-
mine. I don't let mine rot on the vine.
No, it's just.
I'm
kinda
annoyed
like,
with them. I wish they'd quit producing. I'm ready for a frost, and I'll dig them up. But
Yeah.
letting them rot
No, that just doesn't seem like the right thing
doesn't
to
sit
do.
right.
I'm
No.
really thankful for the rain.
We needed rain
my.
I got to
bad.
quit watering my fruit trees and the new weeping willow I planted because I'm trying to make sure that survives.
Yes,
But I got some soaker hoses, and
Yeah.
I ran soaker hoses around
Yeah.
all the little
that's a
trees
good thing
out
to
there.
do.
Speaking of all the rain, keep your eye on Rockin' Rogersville. It
Oh,
will.
yeah.
It will go on, but it's my
happening.
understanding they might have to rearrange parking and
This weekend?
That's this Saturday.
That's Saturday,
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
night.
Yeah, and I know because Mike Scott reached out last night and said, "Hey, if we end up sliding over this direction, can we use the church's parking lot for VIP parking?" And I'm like, "Well, of course, just
Absolutely.
As long
let
as
us
my
know.
spots.
You're right.
I have 24-hour
pastor parking." I actually pull into the building, so I don't have to talk to any of the common people. You know,
Yeah.
come
I
in
park
the
in
secret
back.
door.
Secret entrance.
Yeah, so I don't. You know,
That's why I park in the back.
no.
Yep. Mingle with the commoners.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
I mean that's a
That
perfect
was a
example
joke, by
of,
the way,
of
just in case any of you were taking
making
me
sure,
seriously.
in case
It's a
anyone's
joke for
writing
you.
a comment card right now. I don't like what he just said.
Yeah.
It's a joke for you, Chris. It's not
Well, I know you're not talking about being a pastor. You're talking about when you come into work every day. You do
I-
park. I've
yeah.
seen your new parking spot out back.
Yeah, I
And the
wasn't
secret
really talking
entrance.
about me. I was talking about the other pastors out there.
Oh yeah. Well, some
parking
of
in
them
the back.
actually do it.
Some of them actually do.
Actually,
Not-
anyway, we don't need to tell those stories right now.
We'll let her go.
Yeah.
Wait, nope, that's funny.
Passing. Pass.
Pass. Yep.
But no,
it's too
I mean,
easy. It's
that's-
just too easy.
That's a perfect way to be a good neighbor, right? As a business, just let me
Absolutely.
use your parking lot. Absolutely. All you
Yeah,
it's simple to say
for
yes.
it's for the community foundation of the Ozarks of Rogersville.
Yeah,
and
help
so
lots of people.
and so yeah, it's going to help a lot of people in our community, scholarships and other school things.
Good things.
Do we know who's going to be here this year?
Paralandra is going to be
yeah.
there, and that's really cool because she's
the lineup. I
a
can't
very up and coming.
Who was that again? I'm sorry.
Paralandra.
Oh,
I think I'm saying that right.
I'm supposed to know who that is.
Cassandra. I should know her
Anybody
last
have
name.
the lineup handy? You can just
Hold on a second.
comment with it.
Send it to info@krogetv.com. And
Okay, hold on. Let me find it because this is actually really neat. If I can find the. Oh no.
This is why people tune into the Waffle to watch us scroll.
and we're
Well,
going to Google
it's
it for you.
important. Hold on.
Oh, we're
I'm
going to
going.
We're going to get it on the Google for you, and we're going to look it up.
We're gonna look it up. We're gonna find it right now. Because I think I'm saying Paraland. I think that's the other band I'm getting confused with. Hold on. Sorry. Because it's important because one of them's a local person who's made it pretty big. It's Paralandra, and she's in her hometown. Her name's Cassandra. And it's rock, and she's one of the bands that are there, and they've really she's had some big songs.
from
She's from Rogersville.
Wow.
She still lives in Rogersville.
Well, there you
Talent.
go.
Yeah.
We should have her on the show.
That'd be fun. Yeah, her name's
We can maybe
Cassandra,
help her
and I
career.
can't remember her last name. Her career's
Sure we could.
going pretty good.
Well, she hasn't
I
been
mean,
on
she'll
the
have
Waffle yet.
YouTube videos. That's true.
That's
That
everything
is
else.
the
Yeah, it's like when
catalyst.
people
There's
get
a
on-
watermark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
When people get on the Tonight Show, it's kind of like
It's a thing.
the moment.
It's a thing.
Her music's good too. It's like it's
Okay.
heavy. It's not heavy metal. It's
Can I-
heavy rock.
Can you
kind of
find
in
it
the.
on the YouTubes.
Comedians
Oh,
aspire
100%.
to be on with Johnny Carson.
She's had
but,
big hits and done some big things.
the
and
Waffle now.
She's on there, and I can't remember who else. I should know,
Have
but
her people call my people, and we'll see what we can do.
sounds good. So
Big
I think
time.
that's really cool.
What else is going on? We got that going on in Raj.
I got to tell you, I'm a very picky meat eater.
Are you joking?
He's a carnivore.
No, I'm picky.
He wants it right.
It's very hard for me to go anywhere and order a steak because I can cook them better at my house.
Oh,
You're
I
about
agree
to talk
with
about
that.
some prime
Yeah.
rib here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know where
talking
this is
about
going.
the prime rib I had Saturday night at
Was it
Divine
good?
Deli. It was amazing.
It looked amazing.
Melt in your mouth.
So good.
It looked
It
amazing.
was so good. Yeah, and I came there expecting prime rib. I got prime rib. I got a Caesar salad.
Yep.
I got broccoli cheese casserole and some roasted potatoes that were fantastic, and cheesecake.
It looked
Finished all.
amazing.
It was fantastic.
The pictures I
just
saw,
made me
I was
hungry.
drooling.
Cooked
Yeah, I know.
so
My
well.
stomach just went, I'm
Nailed
hungry.
it. And okay. Now, do you know what that cost? Don't tell me.
mean,
Don't shout it out.
Yeah,
I know.
I do. I remember seeing the flyer.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't want you. The Blackstone cooks a good steak.
But I know you could go other places, and that meal would be $100
easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
100
I
bucks.
can't believe he didn't lose money on it at $35 a person.
Yep.
$35 a person for a good size slab of prime rib.
It looked amazing.
Wonderfully cooked.
Not gonna lie, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
I
And
was
all
drooling.
all the fixins.
Yep.
It was great. Right here in Rogersville.
It's so cool.
Crazy. So
So cool.
if you want nice things in Rogersville, get over to Divine Deli and all of our other fine restaurants we have.
We
in
have some
town.
amazing
And
places.
support them.
Yeah.
But go to Divine Deli's Facebook page, give them a like and a share, because they only do those prime rib nights and the seafood boils. They're special. You can't get them all the time.
No.
Yep.
You got to pay attention to when they're going to have them. You got to make a reservation if you're going to get that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's totally
It's a neat
worth
deal.
it.
I really enjoyed the night that we went for Italian food. It was good. We
Stay
had a good
local,
time.
y'all.
Yep.
Shop local.
It
We
is
got good
amazing.
stuff.
Good stuff.
We have really good stuff. We do. And people who are really care and are putting a lot of effort into it. I mean,
Well,
it's pretty neat.
and
Well, it's like, I mean, you talk. I mean, story time. You know, we're at the
Yeah.
games. Why are we there? To make more money?
Nope.
No.
To give to the Booster Club.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, and we've given to Safe Haven now. We've given to the Veterans
Yeah.
Foundation. We've given to Rogersville Young Life. So that's why we exist as a
Yeah.
coffee shop. We're not here. You know, we're different. I'm not saying it's wrong to make money.
No.
It's great.
It's a different concept,
It's a different
yeah.
concept, but
Yeah.
but those business owners are also giving back to the community.
Yeah.
That was my point.
Any of us or any of those other businesses, we could put a business in Springfield if we wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You'd
we've
probably
got-
get more revenue.
Well,
Probably.
there's more competition there. We understand that, but we're
There's
here
a lot more
for
people.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
We chose to be here
did.
to serve the people of Raj.
and we do.
And we do. So shop.
Yes.
Shop local.
The local businesses are the ones that donate to your kids' sports teams. They
Yep.
Yep.
support your local businesses. They pay your local taxes.
Yep.
Yep.
That give you the services that you want. So I know Springfield's close and Springfield's convenient, and sometimes Springfield's a little cheaper. But remember, what you spend in Springfield probably it doesn't come back to Rogersville.
Exactly.
No, in no
Stays
way,
in
shape, or
Springfield.
form does
Yep.
it come
It
back to
stays in Springfield.
Rogersville.
So whenever you can shop and spend your dollars in Rogersville, you're dollars ahead.
Well,
Even if
and-
it's a little more because you're supporting your local community and infrastructure right here in Rogersville.
Well, think about this too. So when we started this show, it was 4 years ago,
Yep.
Rogersville population was in a different spot than it is now. It was
Absolutely.
around probably 3,300, 3,500 or so. Now we're over 5,000. And I think
On our way to 10.
on our way to
Yeah,
10
Jack
in
asked
no
me the other
time.
day, I think we're pushing 10.
We're
in
not
the,
there.
In the 10-mile radius
Yeah,
for
I mean,
sure.
Not in the city limits, but I think
No, we're
community-wise, we're at 10 or
Yeah, I think well, the
Lauren
cities.
would know. She's the expert.
Well, the cities. I think the city limits will be at 10,000 in no time, and I think it'll be a couple of years, but we'll be there.
surely by 2030, the next census.
It would have to, because I mean, you just the number of houses, and then you just put an average of 2.5 people in those houses, and there you go, you're there. But you know, it's really different than it was when we started this, and you know, we've seen a
Very
gradual
different.
change.
Yeah.
Very different. And, you know, we've seen a gradual change because we've been here every day in town. But I got to thinking, like, the way things look different from when I moved here is pretty shocking.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, and you look at still what's going on right now. There's stuff being built everywhere. You know, the school's expanding. There's a church being built across from the school. There's a fitness center going up. It sounds like there's another strip mall going up.
Just right here next to Jamestown Plaza.
There's houses here.
We have asphalt there.
Yeah.
It's like those lots are going to be purchased and
Yeah.
homes are going to be going up very quickly.
Out of the back of Sawyer Creek, there's roads. And, you know, and you see a lot of people make comments like, we didn't want to grow. It was always going to grow.
That's the thing. It's gonna.
So I said
gonna go
this.
well or it's gonna
we
go
moved. We
Yeah.
moved here 18 years ago, November. Came back to
Yeah.
Southwest Missouri and put our roots down here. And I remember all the conversations about we don't want to grow. We want Rogersville to be the same small charming town it's always been.
It can
and so
be.
I always said that they'll
It
either
can be,
they'll
yeah.
either prepare the way, and the growth will be embraced, or it's going to be run over
Yeah.
by the growth. And that's what is happening. I
It's
think
kind of getting run over. Yeah, I think so.
some eventually have been embracing it and preparing the way, but there was such a resistance for so long. You were never going to keep it out, is my point.
No.
It was always going to happen. So embrace it, love it. We don't have to lose our town's identity, and we can maintain pride in our town. But it was inevitable, and we have to decide how to grow with it. Grow with the growth.
The worst thing you can do is try to play catch up.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing you can do, because you don't ever catch up.
Exactly.
And there's got to be a plan.
Yeah.
And it's pretty mind blowing. But that's the whole Springfield metro area. I mean, it's the whole thing. It's different. Republic looks different. Ozark and Nixa look different. Willard looks different. Every one of it looks. Yep. All of it looks different. And guys, that's not going to change. Yep. I mean, it's going to keep coming and coming and coming.
Well, and to the business owners, don't be afraid of competition. It makes everybody better.
The more options here, the more people stop going to Springfield, is my opinion.
Exactly. And, it's healthy to have.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got to do a little better, because somebody might go down the road and hit another store, hit another shop. Eventually there will be another grocery store in this town.
There's going to have to be, I would think.
I grew up in Republic, where it was, I remember the population sign was 4,400. That's what it was in the 80s. 4,400 something, and there was always a Ramey's and an IGA.
Yeah.
I believe I remember the Rogersville sign at 1,200.
That was back in the 80s.
Maybe I remember it when it was under 1,000.
So we're at that space now where I do believe, and that's not a hit on Apple Market. I'm just telling you, it's an example of what is inevitable.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor, and I think
you heard it here first,
that the Apple Market is getting a facelift.
That would be wonderful.
And they should.
I believe that's coming.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
And if they don't do it now, when the other supermarket comes to town, they'll definitely do it.
I think they're getting ahead of the ballgame here.
Good for them. I wish them well. Again, I only use them as an example. I know people bang on the Apple Market all the time. I think they're fabulous.
I shop there every week.
Yep.
It's a big deal. I mean, food deserts are a problem. You don't want to get people not have options. Right. I'll end on this real quick. I saw a really interesting video last night about a small grocery store market, and it was in New York, and they had a food counter. You shop downstairs and you went upstairs, and it was kind of a specialty grocery store, but it was still more of a just shop there general. And their deal is they do a $2.55. They call it a slider, but really it's a burger, about this big. Mm-hmm. And it's not just a burger slapped together. It's on a good bun. It's good meat. It's got a good local made pickle. And it's a $2.55 cheeseburger
to eat while you're shopping.
Onions. Yeah. And it's solely, they make 5 cents on it. Mm-hmm. But how many more people a day walk in to that to get because they're going to buy a bag of chips and they're going to buy a drink, and there's margin on those things. But you'd never sell 1,000 bottles of Coke a day if they hadn't walked in to buy a $2.55 cheeseburger.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I thought that was really interesting.
Brilliant.
Because this was kind of a fancy place. It's not a place that you think, it's kind of Whole Foods-esque.
Right.
That you'd get a cheeseburger. It was cool. It was a neat deal.
Yep.
Well, your job today is to make somebody smile. So go out and
make somebody
we can
do that
today. Do something nice for somebody else.
Already done it.
Good
I like
for you,
that.
Chris. I'll bet you have.
Good job, Chris.
Good job,
Gold
Chris.
star.
Do it again.
What? You said my job.
Do it again.
Get one job.
A person.
Yep.
Make a person smile.
Well, make another one smile.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure
Okay.
you can.
All right.
I'll do my best.
We'll be back next week with more waffle.
Bye, guys.